Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I'm pretty sure this is the last video that I will be filming in this room, at least for a very long time. Yeah, so everything is pretty much cleaned out now. I definitely hear an echo, so I'm sorry about that. This is probably it. I'll be leaving for college either tomorrow or the day after. It is currently the 15th of August, and this will probably not go up for a couple weeks, so by the time you see this video, I will be at college, and I will have been at college for probably at least 2 weeks. But yeah, this is it. So I guess I'll just get right into it. Today's video is a review of Untouchable by MC Pending. So MC is an author that I met on Instagram. This is her debut novel, and I like to support self-published authors, especially ones that I've met on Instagram and had a little bit of contact with, or that I just see around Instagram. So when her book came out, I broke my book buying ban and I bought it. And I didn't get to it right away because I was finishing up Heroes of Olympus, but I did finally get to read it this past week. And I finished it this morning and I really enjoyed it. So let's get right into the review and my thoughts about the plot. I'm not entirely sure what to rate the plot. I want to say 4 out of 5 stars, but I don't really have a reason why it shouldn't be 5 stars. I did really enjoy the plot. There's nothing that sticks out that I didn't like or that would bump it down to 4 to 5 stars. It just didn't really hit the spot, you know? And I think that's mostly because I'm not really into dystopian. I hadn't ever read a dystopian book until I think this year, and now I've read a few, and while I have really enjoyed them, and I've enjoyed the plot and the characters, it just hasn't really I don't know, I guess it hasn't really hit the spot for me, you know? Which is weird because I love dystopian movies, so I always assumed I would love dystopian books. And so far I have really enjoyed them. Okay, I'm not saying that this was a bad book and that I didn't like it and I wish I hadn't read it, because I'm very, very glad that I did read it. And I would definitely read it again, and I want to read the next book. I cannot wait for book 2. But yeah, dystopian's just not exactly my thing. So while I do really enjoy this book, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't even know how to express what I mean because I don't know what I mean. I just know that I probably should just give it 5 out of 5 stars for the plot. Yeah, dystopian's just not exactly my thing. So I guess I'm a little bit biased in that way. I don't really know, but anyway, yeah, so I don't really have a real reason because I did really enjoy it. The plot was really good. It was surprising and exciting. I really did not expect the big twist. That totally shocked me. And even the first big twist, I don't know if it's really a big twist, but even the first twist that happens, I didn't expect that either. I really didn't. So this book kept me on my toes, always was surprising me. The ending, oh my word. The ending, wow, it leaves you needing the next book. I need the next book, and it's not out yet, and I know that you can't rush a good book, so I don't blame MC at all, and I totally understand that the next book isn't out, and it might not be out for a little while, but I need it when it comes out. I'll probably have to reread this one, or even the last couple chapters or something, and that's totally fine. When the next one comes out, I'll probably just reread this one and then read the next one. Yeah, it was a really, really good plot, so I guess I will settle on 5 out of 5 stars for the plot, because like I said, I don't really have a reason for it not to be. I don't know. I don't like star ratings. I really don't. I always feel if I don't give it 5 out of 5, then I'm being then it means I didn't like it, which isn't true because 4 out of 5 is still really good. A couple more things to say about the plot because I was not referring to my outline. There was a lot of adventure, some sweet and fun romance, some death, a lot of feelings, just about everything you could ask for in a book. And though not every second was filled with some adventure or catastrophe, it never felt like it dragged. There's never a time when I was all right, let's move on from this scene already, let's get it going. It never seemed to drag. It seemed pretty well paced. Lots of adventure, but also some time just getting to know the characters, and the characters getting to know each other and themselves, and really, really good. I did really enjoy it. And the world MC created was also very good, and I'm very curious to see how much more we learn about it in future books. Now moving into the characters, I can definitely give the characters 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really loved them. They all seem very unique. They're very easy to tell apart from each other because sometimes there is that difficulty in books where you're reading it and the characters all just kind of sound the same, or several of them seem to be very exact. These characters all seemed very different. They were all their own people, and yeah, definitely easy to tell them apart. Some of them were not what I was expecting. Nurse, especially, he was not at all what I expected, but I did really love them all. The ones that you're, supposed to like. There are always those characters. You have to have some sort of antagonist, and the antagonist doesn't have to be a person. There are different types of antagonists, but when there are people who are the antagonists, of course you're not really supposed to like them. So there were a couple of those, but I still have to give MC credit for them because they played their parts very well. So yeah, 5 out of 5 for the characters. I am sad that a certain character wasn't in the book more, but this character couldn't really be. I guess I just expected them to be in the book more. That was like about the only expectation I had going into this book, was that this character was going to be like a big part of it, and then they weren't, and I was, I guess, surprised again. So I'm not like upset about it, and it wasn't a bad thing. It wouldn't have worked for the story if this character had been in it more. It was just a little bit sad because I really liked this character. But that's okay. Like I said, it wouldn't have really fit with the story. And I'm hoping and assuming that in future books, this character will get more attention. But we'll see. I'm not sure. I already mentioned that there was romance, but I did really love the romance in this book. It was a lot of fun, mostly. It was a lot of fun, but also pretty sweet at times. So the romance was awesome. I loved our main girl, Tessa, of course. She seems very different from what most main characters are, and I really loved that. She really is very unique. Yeah, so Tessa was really awesome. I don't think I have a favorite. Maybe Tiny, but I also loved Beck a lot, and I loved Nurse and Tessa and, of course, Eris. And even Stick, like, they had different parts to play, and they all did super well, and I really, really liked them all. So, very hard to pick a favorite. The writing also gets 5 out of 5 stars. It did not disappoint. It's written in first person present, which can go very terribly wrong, but MC pulled it off. It worked for the story, and it never felt awkward, or it didn't make the pacing weird. Like, sometimes that happens. First person, and especially present tense. So first person's not the deal. It's present tense. Can be very hard to write, and it can come off as very awkward and just not fitting. But it worked so well for this story, and yeah, MC really knocked it out of the park. She did really well with the present tense writing. Her style, or her voice, was also very refreshing, and I really liked it. It was unique and entertaining, and from a self-proclaimed writing snob, I loved it. I love the writing in this book. There wasn't necessarily a big wow moment for the title tie-in, but it still was a very fitting title, and there were a couple other tie-ins. So the tie-ins were good. It was a good title tie-in. There just wasn't like one big, huge, wow reveal moment. This is what the title is for. I'm also a little bit of a snob about this, I guess. I really enjoy those last minute tie-ins where you're like, that's what that meant. That's what the title was for. Or that's how the title fits. So there wasn't one of those huge revealing moments. I guess mostly because it came kind of early on. You realize oh, that's how the title fits. You realize that pretty early on. But it was still a really good tie-in, and the title was used more than just once. And it does really, really fit the story. So it was a really good tie-in. I don't have much at all to say for the content guide. It's very clean, except for a little bit of gore and a few kisses. And that's really about it. So for my takeaway thoughts, I really enjoyed this book a lot more than I expected to. I didn't really have any expectations going into it. I knew a little bit about the characters, and I was really eager to learn more about the characters because I already really liked some of them. So that was about my only expectation, was these characters, the characters that I knew. Other than that, I had no expectations going into it, and it really surprised me. I loved it. It does have some Maze Runner vibes mixed with something else that I cannot say because it will completely spoil the whole thing. So I can't say what else it reminded me of, but really, really surprised me. I was not expecting that at all. And the time I spent reading it seemed to fly by, especially the last 50 or so pages. I didn't realize how close I was to the end. I thought it was going to take me a little bit longer and I was going to be reading the entire morning. And then I realized I only had like 2 chapters left. And that seemed so insane to me. Yeah, reading it was never a drag. It was always fun. Definitely seemed to fly by. Oh boy, and that ending. I already said that it leaves you wanting the next book, and I really do want the next book. So I will definitely be keeping an eye on MC Pending's Instagram, and I'll leave a link to her Instagram down below, as well as a link to the book if you want to get it yourself, because I definitely recommend this if you're a fan of dystopian and adventure and young adult books. Definitely recommend it. It was a lot of fun. Definitely worth the read. I'm very glad that I read it. So overall, I give it 5 out of 5 stars. So that's my review of Untouchable. I'm very glad that I bought it. I probably wouldn't have because I was on a book buying ban, except MC was... She was doing... Oh, why can you not see any of it? Okay. MC was doing signed copies, so I figured, you know what? It's supporting a self-published author and also signed copies. I can't pass up signed copies, so I'm very glad that I got it. She also sent me a little note in it, which was really sweet. So yeah, it has been a wonderful experience. And like I said, I definitely recommend it. At the very least, go check out her Instagram because it's always fun. So that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down, but let me know why you didn't like it in the comments and how I can improve in future videos. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and to share the videos with your friends. That would be very much appreciated. Comment down below your favorite dystopian novel. I do want to read more dystopian. I'm planning on reading The Hunger Games next summer and eventually Maze Runner. I watched the first movie and decided that I really want to read the books, and now I have all of them except for the first one, which is really annoying, but they're also packed up, so it'll be a while before I get to that. But anyway, I would like to try more dystopian and see if I can get into it more, because I do enjoy it. I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed the unanswered questions when I read it. I have enjoyed reading dystopian. I just haven't found a favorite yet, I guess. So comment down below what your favorite dystopian novel is, and maybe I'll check it out. And that's it. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a blessed day, everyone.